All right, what's going on, everybody? Ryan Ogren here, and today I'm going to be walking you through how to land a 7+ figure account. If you are a B2B manufacturer, maybe you're close to that particular industry, maybe you just have an old school business development team. These strategies will all work for you, but most of our clients are B2B manufacturers, and if not, they're relatively similar in the space, maybe some packaging clients as well. So this will work for you. Now, we've done this twice. We've landed from our lead. So we opened up, we started off from bare bones, nothing. One of our clients had no idea who they needed to go after. So we actually created the entire ideology around this particular account and this deal. We also then sourced the company that we needed to actually get in touch with to create this opportunity, and the people within that particular opportunity, got the messaging, got the lead magnet, got them on a call, and then worked through the entire sales process to continue to nurture them until that deal was actually closed. Now, that client, that was a multiple 7 figures a month account. So it's actually probably 8 figures by the end of 2026. It'll be an 8-figure account. That deal, I'm going to walk you through the framework on that one, but also we closed another one, which our client told us, hey, we need to go and get this particular account. We know exactly who we need to go after and why. And we were able to just replicate that and then apply our strategy from that moment forward. And the same thing works, okay? So I'm gonna walk you through how this happens in this particular video. So how to land 7+ figure accounts. And the very first thing that we actually have to do, and by the way, if your business development team is terrible or your strategy's not that great, and you fear that it's not that great and you want a quick refresh, you can go ahead and go to our website and apply to work with us. And I will go through your actual strategy, and I'll give you some adjustments and stuff that we would use if we worked with you. And if you don't like our strategy and the deliverables that we pitch you, then you can just take it and use it in-house. So that's our essentially our lead magnet that we would use for you guys if you want us to do an audit of your business development team. Okay, so that's just a side offer if you want it. But now this video is just standalone. So the very first thing that we have to do if we want to go and open a 7-figure account that we can then potentially close it, opening means creating the opportunity from nothing. Okay. And the very first thing that we have to do is identify it. So if you don't know, I would urge you to actually think through this right now. What deal, what opportunity, what would the actual mechanics company offer, deliver, whatever service, product look like that we are selling, and to who would we be selling it to? That would be a 7-figure plus account for us. Okay. Think through that right now and get very specific. Who's the company? Who's the job title? What are they coming to us for? And if you can answer all those different things, so it's essentially, let me write it down just so it's easier for you guys. Okay, so who is the company? So the company obviously has to be able to afford you and pay you 7 figures. Who is the decision maker or the responsible party? Those are two different things, / responsible party. And then what are we selling them? Okay, if you know that, and this all has to be based off of 7 figures, 7 figures a year. Let's just refine it a little bit more. And once again, we've done this twice. We've done this 2 times, and one of those deals, they're doing 7 figures a month, and they're gonna be it's over for a duration of 18 months. So I know for a fact it's gonna be an 8-figure account once we get through 2026. Anyways, go through and answer those questions after you've thought through that process. Hopefully you've done it right now. Very clear who that company is and what that deal structure is. If it's not clear and you don't want to spend the mental bandwidth, because I am a big proponent of let's work smart, not hard. Okay, essentially just put those questions into ChatGPT. Give it a little background on your company, and it will spit out who you need to go after and what you can sell them. And it'll give you some ideas to iterate off of. Once you see those ideas, it'll be very clear who we have 3 or 4 different hypotheses on what we can actually do to close a major deal. Okay. So that's the very first thing. If you need help with this, it should be very easy for you if you've been in the business for 20+ years, which a lot of you that watch these videos are and have been. If you need help, just go to our website, apply to work with us. I'll get on a call with you and I'll walk you through this process. I'll do it with you because it's a lot of money on the line. Okay, there's a ton of opportunity for this. We're very good at this, so we'll be able to do it quickly. Obviously, then when we do this, we want a piece of the pie, right? We want to make some money with you, right? So if you need help, apply to work with us. Okay. Number 2. Now, once we know the company, we need to go and actually find the company and get the contact info. So now we need to get contact info. We already know the company, so I'll just put a star next to this. We already know the company, we already know who the decision makers are, and we already know what we're gonna sell them. Okay, so now we just need to get their contact info. I really like Apollo.io and then Sales Navigator. The other platforms that we don't use anything else. We don't use Zoom Info. We don't do anything other than that. Reason being, Product and Apollo actually, they get you emails, but they actually will pull those emails from Sales Navigator. They get most of their information from LinkedIn. Now, for LinkedIn outreach, Sales Navigator is the best. Why? It's LinkedIn's actual business development tool. Okay. So now we have their contact info. What's our strategy going to be? So to create these opportunities, there's two ways that we've actually found that you can actually open up a 7+ figure account relatively consistently without any other extra effort of having to show up in person besides once the deal's already open. So when I'm talking about opening up an account, I'm talking about you literally send a message, create an opportunity from nothing, okay? It's very easy, and you don't have to go to trade shows to do this. This is like the new way to sell. I'm doing this from my little island town down in Delray Beach, Florida, and I'm wearing a sweatshirt while I'm doing this. I actually was drinking, I had a Red Stripe. I don't know if you guys know what a Red Stripe is. It's a beer. It's a lager. It's a Jamaican lager. It's one of my favorite beers out there. I was drinking a Red Stripe. It was like late on a Friday, and I just decided, hey, I'm gonna message this company, and that was the message that opened up this multiple 7-figure and going to be an 8-figure account for my client. Once again, that client let me do the hypothesis myself. They gave me a tremendous amount of bandwidth, and they just said, go create some opportunities, go make it happen for us. And so I was just like, all right, let's get creative. And so I was actually drinking a Red Stripe when I did it, but I won't drink a Red Stripe if I'm running your campaign. Okay, I promise. It was late on a Friday. So anyways, strategy. The best ways to actually open up these accounts is LinkedIn and then email, okay? Now, LinkedIn, the reason why LinkedIn is because most of these companies that can do a 7-figure deal with you, most of them are like Fortune 1000 or even just like big firms, big companies, which means they most likely hire on LinkedIn. Remember, LinkedIn is primarily like a hiring platform. It's a talent platform first. It's not really like a sales platform, but because everyone's there to hire people, it became it, right? And so the fact of the matter is, a lot of the decision makers at these companies, they are actually on LinkedIn, and they're very active on LinkedIn because these executives, they have to hire from LinkedIn. And if they're middle tier, they're even more active on LinkedIn. And Fortune 500, Fortune 1000, those companies, they have to have a LinkedIn presence. Like the executives just need to be thought leaders in their space, and they also want to. They have some egos. Don't let anyone hear you. Don't tell anybody. That's what I meant to say. Okay. Then email, everyone checks their email. Okay. So that's pretty basic. Everyone checks their email. Okay. So those are the two channels we're going to use. Now, how do we actually sound different? Because everyone uses these channels. So how can we actually sound different to make sure that we can open up these accounts? Because they probably get bombarded with a ton of stuff. And the answer is research. I bet that answer was not what you thought it would be, but everything that you need to actually understand about that particular deal, the context about that particular account, and how we can actually get a 7-figure opportunity opened with them, it all comes from us understanding what they're currently doing. So we need to just understand their current circumstances and problems associated, okay? If we know that, we could then also understand their current dream outcome. We can only get this information. From deep research, okay? Now, are you gonna do the deep research? No, you're going to have AI to do this deep research for you, okay? Now, there is a human element to this because AI just doing this deep research for you, it cannot create this opportunity for you. It's merely doing all the heavy lifting for you, so then you can search through the research and find the actual pain points that relate to your offer. So we just need to now relate all of these circumstances, their problems, and their dream outcomes to what we are selling. And I know I'm speaking in broad terms, trying to think of ways that I can actually explain this better without violating any NDAs. Now, let's just say, let's do an example. Company X, okay? I'm not gonna do Company X because XAI is a company, so I'm not gonna do that. Do Company A. Company A is not a real company. Company A is hypothetical. Now, let's say Company A's current circumstance, they are trying to consolidate their vendors. Their current vendor, the way they currently do this particular piece of their process, they have 5 different vendors in it. But now my company, my client, is actually able to do all of those things and consolidate all their vendors into one. These bigger companies, we know that they need and they want to consolidate all their, for one, it's just a lot easier to manage one vendor partnership instead of 5 different parts of the process. Way easier on your team. 2, also there's responsibility. And also because everything would then be controlled on the outside, they now know that the timelines can be met. So now Company A, we can now know because of all the research that we did, we understand that they have 5 different vendors for the same thing that my particular client does. So now when we understand that, our pitch is very clear, right? So we now know exactly what we can do for them. And I hope that helps you guys because it's a little bit more of a broad reference. But that particular research allows us to individualize the pitch, okay? And our strategy then comes from it. So now let's go through number 4, messaging and pitch. And here's the best part about strategy. And I want to go back to this. I am not researching where they went to college, because that kind of personalization does not get you anywhere. If you tell me all about my baseball career, my batting averages, show me that you actually went to my LinkedIn profile and saw I went to Elon University, if you did all those different things, it does not get you closer to a deal with me, because I know that you probably just had an AI scrape my LinkedIn and you know that my education is on there, and a lot of people's is, and it doesn't actually do anything relevant to what I am trying to get to. Now, if you said to me, hey Ryan, I can actually create a video software that is, or hey Ryan, we can actually show you how to use an AI software that completely end-to-end covers your entire research process and applies it to your messaging and your video pitches, then and eliminate all the time that you actually spend on this, I would then say to you, hey, let's talk. I want to see what this looks like. It doesn't have anything to do, our research does not have anything to do with surface level personalization. Personalization doesn't do anything for value. We are focused on researching the current circumstances, current problems, and the current dream outcomes that they want, because that now becomes valuable, okay? So now, if we just do that, if we just do a really good job on the research, our messaging is going to sound so different than every other outreach message that is out there. Now, if everyone watches this video, then all the outreach messages are going to sound exactly the same. Everyone's lazy. All their business development reps are really bad and they don't understand any of this. And also their business development reps are doing this manually. And it's going to be another 5 years before they actually understand how to use AI properly. And it's going to be another 6 years before they realize that prospecting and outreach are specifically one role, instead of having your business development team do all these different channels: cold calling, cold emailing, cold LinkedIn, trade shows, to try and open up these opportunities. It doesn't work like that, okay? So you will be able, just by doing this research on these particular things, you will smoke everybody. And just watch, okay? Messaging and pitch. Now, we just essentially want to take these problems, their current circumstances, these problems, and we need to create something that's irresistible, okay? And what I mean by that, it's very easy to consume, low commitment, but valuable. Think about it like this. If I said to you, hey, viewer, person watching my YouTube video, can I have 15 minutes of your time? You're gonna say no. You are going to say no. You don't know who I am. Now you do. You're watching this video, and maybe you like me from this video, but you're going to say no. Or you're just not gonna respond. You're gonna be like, I sound like everybody else. I want something valuable from you, which is your time, your most valuable asset, wink. It's not easy to consume. It's high commitment. You're committing your time to it, and it's not proven valuable yet. Now, if I said, hey, can I send over just a quick video of what I'm thinking? Now, it is that. So it's a no-brainer offer in its nutshell. It's a hidden no-brainer offer, okay? So I'm just gonna erase that. So now, we take all of that, and I like to do my messaging. I like to do a 2-sentence format with a CTA that is easy to consume. The CTA is a call action, okay? And then after that, what I'm actually sending them is my video pitch, or just a lead. And it depends on what it is. But in this video pitch, I'm essentially taking all of these things, and I like to do something that I call establishing the gap. So the gap is what they're currently doing, and then what we can help them with, and what their dream outcome is going to look like. So I know my iPad's about to die, but if you want to see what more of this video pitch looks like, we can obviously show you specifically. I'm not going to go through and disclose all of our secrets here, but just know that video pitch is the thing that books the call and opens up the opportunity. You want to just pretty much cover what they're currently doing, and then how all the problems that are associated with it, and then how your offer will solve those problems. And if you do that well enough, the bigger the gap you can establish, the more calls you're going to book. This messaging, just keep it basic. Think social proof, and then a call to action that's this: easy to consume, low commitment, and valuable. You're going to see your response rates triple, maybe even quadruple, maybe even 10x, depending on how bad your initial message was. And then if you do a good video pitch, it looks like a football, you guys will actually start booking a lot more meetings. And if you do it right, you will book meetings that are multiple seven figures. I just did this I created this hypothesis about, I'm not going to explain much, but it's an AI institution, and it's like in the medical space. It's a massive project. Like I said, we've done big projects already. We've done power plants, pipelines, we've done it all. And when I was talking about this, what I initially did, my research was trying to figure out which companies slash institutions slash X, Y, or Z would be a good fit for this. And I literally put it into AI. I was like, hey, who would be a good fit? It did all my research for me. You have to have a good research tool. So maybe that's a question that you guys need an answer for. If so, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and just comment and ask a question below. But as soon as I did that, I did an outreach message. I already got a positive response, and now I got to come up with a pitch. So it works like a charm. This opens up doors, and you don't have to go to any trade shows. So just make it like that. And I think beyond that's pretty much how we open up seven-figure accounts. I can go through the specifics, but if you want to work with us, apply to work with us below. If not, hope you enjoyed the video. Talk soon.